The court case has ended. We were scored 7-0 on many occasions. We asked for replay, 7-0. And then one time it even went to 9-0. And then the final score was 7-0. And so it brought to an end the processes of the presidential election, especially considering that we decided not to go for a review. And so it means that we have brought an end to the presidential election processes. Even though we disagreed with the ruling of the court because we believe that a lot of things went wrong, and it was most unfortunate that the court did not give the opportunity to the Electoral Commissioner to come and defend her own declaration of the presidential results. We have no option as a democratic party that upholds the 1992 Constitution. As I said, we are bound by the ruling of the court. And so it brings to an end the presidential election petition and everything to do with the presidential election in the 2024 election. 2020 election. And somebody announced that in 2024 we're not going to court. So it brings an end to the presidential election of 2020. And we need to look forward and begin to discuss how we can play our role properly as the largest opposition party. And our role is to be advocates for the voiceless. I mean, those people whose voices cannot be heard. I mean, people have all kinds of issues, you know, considering the incumbent and the majority. I have to be careful with this use of majority. Now that the Speaker says it's co-leadership, I don't know how to describe the executive, the party that holds the executive. You know, people have issues, and it is our duty as the largest opposition party to articulate these views for them. But most importantly, it is our duty to hold the government to account. And so on issues that are topical and of national interest, it is our party's role to hold the government of President Nana Akufo-Addo to account to the people. And so let's look forward and start to play that role for the people. Let's work on the people's business. In this effort to look forward, we held 2 retreats, one for the members of parliament, and I was privileged to attend that retreat with them. It was very interesting. They did a lot of soul searching. They discussed very openly the issues that had confronted them in the early days in Parliament. Mr. Speaker was there. He gave a very good speech to the members of Parliament. We held another one for the party. And so our party executives came from all around the regions. And that was also a very, very, a positive retreat. Every region was asked to account for its performance in the 2020 elections. And they came with reports. It's obvious that they have all begun to do their own reviews of what went right or what went wrong in their regions. Because you should have listened to some of the regional reports. And they were very interesting. There was one region, I won't mention which region it was. They said, some of our party agents were illiterate. They couldn't read or write. And then the chairman asked, he said, but who appointed them? Who made them party agents? So it's obvious that they themselves have started doing a review of what went right or what went wrong, what they did well, leading to a positive outcome in the region, and what they could have done better that led to, a negative outcome. So let's continue that process. Let's help them to continue that process so that it can put the party in a position to be able to prepare itself, not only to play its role as the largest opposition party, but also to prepare itself for the next election in 2024. The party intends to carry this review retreat out at the regional level. And so the national one was held at home. The regions, over the next few weeks, you would see them holding their own reviews to once again look at some of the issues that came up in 2024 and how they can reorganize the party structures. I'm sure when they finish all that, all these will be synthesized in reports and brought together so that FEC and NEC can look at them. But if there are strategic decisions that need to be taken, they will be taken. There were some ideas that came up in respect of specific regions that have a certain peculiarity, not only in terms of size, but also in terms of other considerations, and what strategy the party should apply to those particular regions. And so those are all issues that I think are positive, and we must continue to pursue them. And Pro Forum has a role to play in helping the party go through all this. Let's create room in the party for everybody. Indeed, there's room in the party for everybody. Anybody who wants to help the party move forward, there's enough room to come in and help. We have to embrace all those who have ideas and want to come in and assist. But then I must remind that let us all use the right channels so that we don't create any suspicion between executives, between different groups, and so on and so forth. Everybody is important. We are all part of this party. We need our cadres. These are people who sacrificed, some of them, their lives, and others, sacrificed their welfare, broken marriages, and so on and so forth, to fight for the revolution. And the revolution is what gave birth to the NDC as a political party. And so our cadres are important to us. They are part of the party. We recognize cadres as an important part of our party. Our students staying, our young people who are the future of our party, we recognize them, and they have a role to play. And today our professionals are part of the party. We recognize them. They have a role to play. And if you go, we used to have our Zongo caucus. Today we've integrated it into a wing of the party. We have our markets, women's organizations, and so on and so forth. All those are important to the party, and all of them must have room to contribute and help towards the forward movement of the party. But in doing that, let's use the right channel so that we don't create suspicion, that any persons have any agenda. Because it will take a collective leadership to keep our party together. Ours has always been a collective leadership. Even when our founder was there, he did not take decisions on his own. He consulted broadly before he took any decisions. And so now that he's not there, even more than ever, we need to keep the unity of the party together. No one person can hold NDC together. No one person can move this party forward. It will take all of us coming together to move this party forward. And so ours is a collective leadership. And so let's always take note on that. I am a member of the Council of Elders. I'm a member of the political committee. And I happen to be the only surviving former president of NDC, of the party. And so definitely I must contribute my all to make sure that the party continues to move forward. And I want to assure you all that I'll give my time, my energy, my effort. The party grows from strength to strength. Because it's important, the NDC must remain a strong and united party. It is good for Ghana's democracy that we have a strong NDC. If we don't have the NDC, this country would descend into a one-party state, especially considering the tactics of our opponents. And they would love that. They would love to see a broken up NDC, fractured NDC, so that they can hold sway, over this country. And so the NDC is very important to remain national issues that Ghanaians are concerned about. And yet, instead, the talk has been about the NDC. And the NPP are very good. They and their media allies are very good at setting the agenda and at propaganda. And so at this time, to think that, that the discourse must be about NDC, instead of electricity outages, shortage of water in many places of the country, Galamsey gone out of control, difficulties and challenges with free SHS, new taxes that have been imposed on people, escalating prices in markets, COVID issues, lack of vaccines. These are the issues that should be talked about, not NDC. NDC does not collect anybody's taxes. We are not in government. We don't hold any power. And so we should avoid making ourselves the subject of discourse. Because, yes, they'll take advantage of it if we go and stand outside and start insulting each other. If you start insulting each other outside, you play into their hands and they'll take advantage of it. And so that's why I say let's quietly and efficiently carry out the reorganization of our party. And if we have internal disagreements, let us handle those disagreements internally. Who has more disagreements than the MPP? I mean, the battle lines are beginning to be drawn for 2024. And yet, I mean, they try to keep it as quiet as possible. And so let us not make ourselves the subject of discourse. Let us carry out our reorganization quietly and in the best interest of our party. Often, when something happens, they will invite you to come and discuss. It's not because they love you or they want to give you free airtime. When that subject was in there, they wouldn't have invited you. But once it has to do with NDC, and they think that you can say something controversial which will set the agenda for them, they will invite you. And if you come and you play into their hands, they will take advantage of it and they will run with it. And so keeping focused and looking forward is important. And I think that we must all do our work, not only at the national level, but at the grassroots, as Speaker said, to prepare our party for the work that faces us in future. And I think that in doing that, Pro Forum has a very great role to play. I'm happy about the structure you've taken, your own decentralized structure with regional presidents, organizing the forum in the different regions. And it's my hope that you will continue to carry out the duties that you've assigned yourself so that we have Pro Forum becoming an important affiliate of the party. It is possible that in the future, the forum can apply for affiliation as an affiliate recognized group of the party, and any national congress should be able to endorse that, so that then you also have, the knowledge that, I mean, your work for the party is one that has some legal underpinnings with regards to being recognized by Congress as a part of the NDC and have a legitimate seat, maybe on the National Executive Committee and National Congress in future. These are all things that are important that I think you will discuss and contribute to how the party moves forward. So thank you very much. Long live Pro Forum, long live the NDC, long live the Republic of Ghana. Thank you. God bless you.